What's up, guys? Hey, how are we doing? So super duper round 2 double points in the books. Is Hayden Deegan the best rider in the world right now? RJ Hampshire had a horrific crash. It was scary. I hope he's okay. And I'm so pissed about it. It's completely avoidable. Thank you to all the members. Coach Rob and Complete Racing Solutions have donated a custom painted CRS helmet with the Precision Transport logo on it to a member. And don't forget, use the link in the description. If you're an amateur racer and you want to be on Coach Rob's amateur development team, click that link. And just remember, guys, get those resumes in by the 27th, and all members, when we get that helmet, I'm going to give it away. It'll probably be, I'm saying, January-ish. I'm just gonna randomize a number, and that will be the member that wins it. We've got 60 plus members right now, so you got a 1 in 60 chance as of right now. Hopefully that'll be a lot higher by the time we give that helmet away, but still, that's pretty good odds to win a $600 helmet, or I'm sorry, a $1,000 helmet, because it'll be the custom painted. My buddy Mark Savage made an attempt at the record, the world record that I went over to Thailand for. I'm gonna let you know how that went and everything else, but let's get into this.
You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
So this track in Texas was nasty. Almost all the riders said the same thing. This was one of the gnarliest tracks they've ever ridden on. The way I want to describe the dirt is, have you ever been on an old highway that's been abandoned for like 20 years and there's pieces of pavement, pieces of dirt, and it's chunked up? That's what they were racing on. It was nasty. But Hayden Deegan proved once again, this guy is a complete badass. Not since James Stewart have we had a 250 rider leading the way, being the first one to hit big jumps, find new lines. What Hayden Deegan is doing is absolutely next level. He might be the best rider in this sport right now. I honestly believe if he went to a 450, he would be competitive today, might even win. And I think I've made it very clear in this. Brian Deegan is not my favorite guy, but I cannot deny how well he is managing Hayden Deegan's career. I had some people close to the team this week that were kind of giving me reports on what's happening. What they did is they had that vented number plate. Did it help? I don't know, but they do different stuff. Other guys in this sport, they just follow. I mean, this is such a monkey see, monkey do sport. Remember when Zach Osborne won and Ryan Hughes tried to tell everybody they needed to be on the back of the bike instead of the front, which is ridiculous. But that's how this sport is. One person does something is successful, everybody else just follows. Not the Deegans. They look at it, they break it down, and I will say the science of it, they give every little edge from having a vented number plate to, he's the only one that cut off practice early on Friday because they knew it was gonna be hot and nasty, and Brian didn't want Hayden to overdo it. He goes, go out there, ride, and when you're comfortable, pull off. And that's exactly what they did. They are all about the details. And those details, when you add them all up, that is what is making the kid, that and a ridiculous amount of talent is making this kid so good. And he's such a superstar. And add to that, after, the 2 sessions on Friday, it was hot. Star did not require anyone to stay and sign autographs. Hayden Deegan did anyway. Not because he had to, because he appreciates his fans. He stayed for 45 minutes signing autographs and talking to people. That's why people love him so much. And Brian Deegan, I don't know if he learned it from Pastrana or not. I was told that he walks through the pits and signs for every single person that asks. They really appreciate their fans. I'll tell you what, they are doing something different and it's working, and I'm on board with it. I still stand by the fact that there will be a time when they'll have a bumpy split when Hayden becomes his own man. But if they can still keep maintaining it, which I have no doubt that they can, the relationship between Brian and Hayden and the way that Hayden trusts the decisions, and why wouldn't he? Everything that he tells him comes up gold. Brian is focused so much. I mean, he's taken all his racing knowledge between his car racing, his motorcycle racing. Brian's been around for a long time. He's seen a lot. Was he the greatest racer? No, but sometimes the best people that analyze this stuff are people who aren't the best. They're trying to be the best. He never had the best equipment. He had to do different things. He's seen so many different aspects of this sport. I have to just tip my cap and say, damn, you're doing a good job. Kudos. The sport is lucky to have them. The only question now is, when does Hayden Deegan go to a 450? If he keeps riding like this, it might be soon. You might see him next year outdoors. This is a kid who likes challenges. The way he's beating down these 250 riders, is he going to have a challenge all next year? I don't think so. I think he might be the guy that I think he's just, once he's conquered it, he wants to go to something bigger. My advice, listen to Brian. If Brian says go, go. If Brian says stay, stay. Because whatever they're doing, it's working. Just trust the gut and go with it. And whenever he decides to go to a 450, he will be an instant contender. And I think he could beat those guys probably right now. French rider Tom Vial had his best performance. I think he's comfortable on these types of tracks. In the GPs, they have a lot of these temporary tracks that they build in weird countries and they don't have the best dirt. And I think he felt a little bit more comfortable than some of the other guys. He was the best rider not named Hayden Deegan. He did good. Second place. Joe Shimoda, shocker. He looks really good towards the end of the year. He is an agent's dream. Not good early in the year, shows potential late, gets a big contract. That's exactly what Joe is perfect for an agent. But man, I really would love to see him do this early. Seeing him do it towards the end of the year, it's like, yeah, we've seen this before. I want to see him do it next year, early in the season. Can he come out on fire? We need some intensity out of Joe early in the season. And speaking of Team Honda, Chance Hymas is out with that knee injury, the missing ACL, and it's acting up again. I got some thoughts on this and the donations team and what they should do, but I'm going to save those for later in the week. I might even do a whole show on it. But yeah, Chance Hymas, that is concerning to say the least. Check out Epic Garage Designs. Travis Ogburn has some awesome designs. Not only can he help you with your garage, he can help you with your travel trailers, and he's got flooring, racks, cabinets. He's built out his van into like this custom van. It looks really badass. So check out epicgaragedesigns.com. Head over to Ride Strapped, get your Red Pill t-shirt, get your goggles. Ride Strapped is a company that supports me. I appreciate them. Chris and his wife will be out here for Super Duper in Las Vegas next week. I can't wait to see them. But yeah, check out ridestrap.com. If you're shipping anything, use Precision Transport. This is a family-owned business that puts an emphasis on customer service and tracking. So if you want your stuff and you want to know where it's at, use Precision Transport, pretransport.com. Man, what happened to RJ Hampshire was disgusting, absolutely disgusting. From the fact that he was sleeping on the track, I feel horrible that this happened to him. This is a guy who's had traumatic brain injuries in the past. You remember he had that major one at Straight Rhythm. I think it was his rookie year. He said he lost like 3 months of his life after that. He's not a guy I want to see laying there concussed. It's not his first one. We saw him at one of the Texas Supercrosses a few years ago, laid out across the track. He has a beautiful family. He's got daughters. He's such a good dad. These concussions cause major problems later in life. I hope they take the time, let him recover. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the last we see of RJ. Probably not. But if he did call it, I wouldn't blame him one bit. I hope he's made enough money to survive and go on to something else, but I want to see him retire with his faculties. He's a great family man, and I want to see him stay that way. Now let's get to his crash. This was one of the stupidest things that I've seen in this sport. This is 2 weeks in a row that we've lost stars because the promotion sells tough blocks in the rhythm section. It's obvious these things are dangerous. You cannot put tough blocks in the rhythm section. It causes accidents. That's 2 stars, 2 weeks. Is it really worth it? All they have to do, and you can't see they weren't using them because they used track markers in the corner before it. Use those Acerbis track markers that they used in the turn down the rhythm section. That's it. Problem solved. If you want to sell a banner, lay it across the side of the jump to where it won't get in their way. They won't land on it and jump sideways. Come on, it's common sense. The riders need to, on the hot lap, stop, everybody kick them off there and refuse to race if they put them back. Or maybe we start penalizing the companies that sponsor the ones that are on those. Maybe Oakley needs to get in trouble for paying for a tough block or advertising in that section that makes it dangerous. They need to do something. The fact that these teams and riders don't have balls enough to stand up for their own safety disgusts me. Please stop doing, this is obvious. It's absolutely obvious that this needs to be fixed. And there's an easy fix right there. Just use the Acerbis track markers instead of tough blocks on the rhythm sections. Why can't you do that? Why? I feel like I'm living in the movie Idiocracy. It's so stupid. How come these people can't get together and say, okay, well, that's dangerous. Obviously, we lost 2 guys in 2 weeks. We don't need some study, some deep study. It's obvious. It's not right. Change it. So my buddy Mark Savage, the one that flew me and my buddy JMO over to Thailand, because he's doing the 24-hour record. What he's doing is he had the world record for most laps on a motocross track in 24 hours. It was beaten by another guy. He wants that record back. It was rained out when we were there, so I wasn't there for the attempt. He made an attempt yesterday. He went to a different track, that facility that I was riding at, Rick Giles facility, and that was a tough. I told Mark after I rode that, I said, dude, you want to do 24 hours on this dirt? It's going to be hard. It's going to get rough. It was not an easy facility to ride, where on hard pack you can kind of cruise and relax a little bit more. That softer dirt is a lot harder to go for 24 hours. He made it 11 hours. Unfortunately, it had rained, and while that dirt absorbs a considerable amount of water, it got mushy, and he was still way behind schedule. His hands were torn up. So they were so far behind at 11 hours, they decided to call it, and then he's going to make another attempt here in a couple months when his hands and everything heal up. Thank you guys for everything. Featured member is Micah Carpenter. Sorry, I called her Mika. I called her the wrong name on the live, so I wanted to just get that straight here. Micah Carpenter, thank you for being a member. I appreciate it.